Hello, and welcome to E2E's Business Unusual, a video content series for and by the SME business community. Our focus is on helping entrepreneurs navigate this very difficult environment since COVID-19. Today, we're joined by Rita Sharma, founder and chief executive of Best at Travel. Rita, welcome, and thank you for being part of this.
Thank you, Fergus. Thank you, Shalini. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
So just to get the ball rolling and understand a little bit about you and your business, can you give us an overview of where you came from and what you do?
We're a tour operator. We sell luxury travel holidays, luxury affordable holidays rather. We do very much we're in the same space as someone like Kuoni, but we're sort of more we use our web as our sort of electronic brochure. We're call center based. We're in Fitzrovia. The business has been around for about 34 years this May, and we're a sort of approximately 100 million turnover business, and with a sort of 90 staff headcount, and touch wood, we have really we're a true definition of a clicks and mortar business.
Thank you. And travel has obviously been severely affected. How have you and your company fared?
Well, I think that's a sort of maybe an understatement, actually. At the warp speed at which these events have unfolded, have been really something that I think travel, especially. I mean, we had countries, borders, fleets just grounded in a matter of days. You know what I mean? We had passengers, and we had something in the region of about 750 passengers abroad. I think beginning the 16th of March, we had to repatriate those passengers. And my last passengers arrived back on a repatriation flight, I think, which was organized by the government on the 4th of April. There were countries like, for example, Dubai, that just didn't give us enough notice before grounding their fleets, and I think some of our partners, suppliers, could have actually worked with us to manage this fallout from the coronavirus pandemic, the speed at which it came, far, far better than they did. Really, I would say, if I revisit the first week of 16th of March and then the following week, we were just manically trying to find space on, I mean, British Airways are still flying, thank the Lord. And we managed to get a lot of our clients back on BA. Virgin were actually pretty good. Virgin were good. Yep, they did. They helped us enormously by bringing our clients back from different parts of the Caribbean. But I think the one airline that sticks out for me that really handled this shabbily was Emirates.
No, it's interesting you say that. I was talking to another founder entrepreneur last week, and they were saying that consumers and businesses will remember, right? There are companies that are going to behave as well as they can in this environment.
Yeah.
And then there are the others, and we all have memories.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, in our industry, the plane, I mean, 80% of the world's fleet is grounded. The rental cars are lying redundant. Cruise ships are sort of grounded.
In terms of, so totally kind of can understand, the carriers in a tight spot. In terms of your business, and you said you have, I think, call centers as well as other business folk. I assume
Yeah,
people are working from home.
We're a B2. We're not B2C facing. We're a call center based company. We have offices in Fitzrovia. I have about 20 odd people that work from home over the last 10 years. They used to work in Fitzrovia, but now they've chosen to work from home for whatever reasons. But we still maintain our offices but we don't actually. We're not customer facing.
Okay. And what's the impact been then in terms of how you manage your business kind of right now?
Oh well, it's been a steep learning curve to get 90 or 95 odd people working from home. And obviously, we're using, this Google Team or Google what Meet, Zoom or whatever. I personally spend a lot of my time on my mobile. So I've got two battery packs, that I wander around the park with, doing meets, phone meets all day long because we don't have a physical office anymore where people can come in and we can have our meetings, or we can actually say things together, or I can pop downstairs and say this, or I can pop across the office and do that. So it's been a steep learning curve, but we're managing. We are really managing that side of things. That we're managing really well, actually. Sort of, we're getting better. Actually, we're getting better at it as the weeks go on.
And in terms of the government aid, have you and your company been able to take advantage of any of this help?
Well, we hadn't furloughed anybody until last week. We just furloughed the admin, a few admin people last week that are not part of the day to day. But our offices are open because don't forget we still have passengers that are still traveling. We're working through our May passengers. We still got May business on our books. We're working through those, and we've still got June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and into 2021. We've still got bookings. You know what I mean? Our call center is there. We're trying to help people. We're really encouraging people to sort of rebook. We're asking, we're hoping, we're praying people can understand that, if the majority could understand, if they could rebook their holiday, we'd have an industry left. It's the livelihood of thousands of employees in our industry. So we're just hoping that, people could sort of look at us kindly and rebook their holidays. We are, Fergus, looking to apply for this Sybil's loan. In fact, right after you, I've got a call booked to speak to the bank. I haven't really quite understood, what the how much paperwork's involved. I really don't know how simple it is yet. I'm at the very early stage of reaching out to the bank at the moment. I believe those websites were just opened recently, from what I understood, because the furlough websites were just opened last Monday.
And you mentioned a few minutes ago around other members or your clients and customers and other customers of other businesses needing to understand that to be patient and to be supportive of businesses so that there is an industry left when we come out of this.
Yeah.
Plus, with the government aid packages, that whilst you're not taking at the moment massive advantage of them, for the general business community and society, if you like, taxpayers' attitude towards business, do you see a change there based on what's happening right now?
We have liquidity reserves in our business. I mean, till about sort of September. It could take us till about September, no problem at all. So the business is secure from that sort of. I'm hoping to God that I'm not sitting here and having this conversation with you in September. That I could get back to work sooner rather than later. For every month this lockdown goes on, the harder and harder it is going to be for most business to spring back to what, or pivot back to what our new normal might look like. Because the economic dimension of the abrupt impact of the way we went into quarantine has been, especially in travel, I can sort of say, our last working day in the office was the 13th of March. I've been working from home since the 16th, and the demand completely sort of dropped off
Mm.
mid-March, and it progressively got worse. Obviously, we were repatriating passengers, clients across the world, and we don't really simply haven't had a revenue stream since then. However, last week we switched on some of the departments, the lines. And what we have noticed, without putting on any marketing material behind us or anything, we are getting a trickle of bookings every day.
Right.
So that's good news, I think, personally.
Yes, it is. And moving on to the good news, or the how we as humans are dealing with this. The sudden change we're experiencing has been compared to the grieving process. And in terms of those 5 stages of grief, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance, where would you say you are right now?
In terms of my business,
Yeah, and
I'm
and
still in
also for
phase
you.
one. I'm in phase one. I'm in surviving the crisis.
Interesting. And
Yeah.
are there
Well,
things? Sorry.
phase two, in fact, funnily enough, you should ask. I spoke to my head of marketing this morning, Renee, and I'm asking her sort of like Friday this week is going to be May, right? So we've got to start somehow managing a restart, no?
Hmm.
I mean, we're not going to go out and sort of, full spend our full May budget, because we don't know. We don't know what the recovery looks like for us, just because we're picking up a trickle of bookings every day for 30,000-40,000 pounds worth of revenue a day. We don't know that constitutes a recovery for us. Right. So for me, I would say we still got passengers in May. We're reaching out to them. We're trying to get back to them without sort of without having to send off a generic email. We're trying to get through to the clients on a more of a personalized, picking up the phone, speaking to them. Um, we are really, I would say, phase one, surviving through the crisis.
All right. And in terms of that survival and dealing with the stress and everything associated with that, are there actions you're taking around your mental health that you think as well would be useful for other business owners and leaders coping with this?
Well, not mental health, physical health, yes. Yeah, physical health. I think it's important for everybody, whether we're business owners or not. It's really to be knowledge is power, and be informed. And I think, oh, have I lost you? So physical health, it's really important to look after ourselves. I think immune systems, immune health, gut health, and so we don't end up having to actually be a burden on our NHS resources. I personally have really upped my intake of all the vitamins, all the sensible things like D3, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin A. I have really gone to town with all that, really, vitamin thing, and I believe in that. And I've been pretty eating a lot more than I should be. That's only because I'm sitting at home a lot more hours. But I be honest with you, I think the best thing we can all do is look after our physical health, get out there, walk, stay in touch with our teams. The other thing I've done is I sort of drop an email each week to my team. My emails are really quite honest, transparent, and exactly where we are in terms of a company.
And have you? So that's great in terms of keeping the connection with your members of your company while everyone is kind of out of the office, working from home, working remotely. Have you seen anything else from members of your team that they've done to either engage with you or to engage with others that has impressed you?
I think they have all been, I would say, 95%, all of them have really shared the pain.
Hmm.
Yeah, we've all shared the pain. My management team have had to take a 20% cut on their salaries from April. And some of the, like I said, the admin staff have been furloughed. Rest are still, it's business as normal. But I would say the majority have really understood that if we're going to survive, we're going to have to share some of the pain.
All in this together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And if, as we begin to kind of close this video interview, one of the things I was interested in, if we rewind all the way back to January of this year,
Mm.
when the business situation looked, I don't want to say easier, but easier to plan to. What were you looking forward to achieving for your business? And I ask this because I'm also interested is when we come out of these current restrictions to the next normal, what you look forward to achieving for your company and your team.
Our February numbers were going great guns. I remember this pretty well. I was coming back on a flight from Sri Lanka on the 26th of February, and I was sort of reading mutterings of this Corona COVID-19 thing unfolding in Italy, and I was, seeing that news over in Sri Lanka. And on the 26th, when I came in, those numbers were sort of escalating and so on and so forth. And immediately we noticed a dip in our sales. Our wonderful February month, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, that week, our figures started to drop. And it was sort of like a steady decline till about the middle of March. So, but behind the scenes, we were preparing and talking actively, actually. We were actually working and engaging with BDO, and we were actually looking to sell this year, to be honest.
Hmm.
Mm. That was a big plan. For no other reason other than the fact that I'm going to be 60 this year, actually. I do love my business, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
if
love
you've
my
been
business. I'm happy to stay on forever and ever and ever with the business, but I would want to, I just thought, I'm 60, got to change the playbook a bit on myself, and I've got to go and do some different things with my life while I'm still young enough. And that was a big plan this year. We were speaking to the video. We were quite far down the cycle of next steps.
wow. Okay. So that sounds like not just business disruption, but life plan disruption.
Yes, it is actually. I should be distraught, but I'm not. It's just another challenge, but this is nowhere near 9/11 or the financial crash that we had in 2009 or 8 or whatever it was. I mean, when at the beginning, actually, everybody used to say, "Oh, this is going to be like 9/11. Oh, this is going to be like the. Do you remember? It's going to be like the financial crash." Uh, uh, no, it's not. It's like nothing that we've ever experienced because there was still demand and supply, right?
Mm,
We've got no demand and we've got practically no supply right now because no, we can't travel because of the foreign office restrictions, borders closed everywhere, countries not allowing you in, and if you are, I think there's a threat of being quarantined for 14 days. So in previous times, at least demand and supply was not interrupted,
yeah,
and
yeah.
fleets of aircraft weren't grounded.
I mean, obviously, from my side, exceptionally sorry to hear that. Trying to the final question and trying to end on something of a positive. Um, so often through these exceptionally difficult times, there may be a lesson or something we've learned. Like I've spoken to other CEO founders, such as yourself, who have said, "Look, this mess has allowed me to make decisions a lot more quickly. That fear of failure, because we're all coping with something that's unheard of, has just gone." And some of the entrepreneurs and founders have said, there's some lessons they've learned from this that when we get out of this immediate part of the crisis, they hope to incorporate into how they operate their businesses going forward. Has there been anything from you that you're kind of not glad we're in this situation, but you're at least glad to have learned and found
Well,
useful?
well, this will be a catalyst for some change. Yes, for sure. For example, our home working situation is actually really working fairly well across most teams, and I have a rather big office space in Fitzrovia, and I'm actually putting my thinking cap on in the last couple of weeks and thinking we need to downsize. We don't need those huge, big, 10,000 square foot offices. And in my mind, that's a catalyst to change something. Our remote interactions have been quite received quite well, and we're working quite well as a team. And I think a lot of people maybe don't enjoy the traveling into work so much. Some of them come in from great big, long distances and travel the season tickets. They're very expensive. Some of them are paying 6 grand, 6 grand. It's a lot of money. I think that's one of the things I would like to perhaps delve into when we're out of this quarantine period. What the new normal might look like for Best at Travel, for more incorporating more home working. Yeah, that's something I'm going to consider during the recovery phase, and that would take the burden off our huge, big offices as well. What else? Just glad to survive this.
And
Come,
hopefully you'll
come.
be able to celebrate your 60th as well at some point.
Yes, yes. I'm going to be on. I'm going to be somewhere in a lovely beach somewhere. I can't wait to travel.
Right. Well, I will just say, Rita, if you'd said something else, I would have been surprised because, as the founder of Best at Travel, I'd almost expect nothing else.
Yeah.
But really, thank you very much for your time. And I'll just say good luck with the call with the bank in a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Fergus. Thank you. Thank you, Shalini. Bye.